Good afternoon, everybody. It is literally afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. Welcome, everybody, to our weekly Wednesday bead along. Let me know whether you're present with me live or you're watching a little bit later on. Do give me a thumbs up. Do pop me a note in the comments and let me know if you're present now or later. And what have you got? Have you got something on your beading mat? Are you doing some arts and crafts, or are you just sitting with a cuppa or just going to sit and enjoy a chat? Well, first in the house today is Sue. Hello, Sue. Hello, Francis. Hello, Jan. Does it help your YouTube channel if we watch the live from there? Yes. Yes. I hadn't thought about that. It does help. Yes. Although it seems that the views get less and less, even though I have more views on YouTube, it runs it over for a year in the number of hours. Anyway, it's very technical, but I never seem to quite get there with regards to earning money, which is fine. Like my plait. Thank you. I'll nip over. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Jan. Right. Okay. Now, we're looking at lucite flowers today. How many of you have worked with lucite flowers? If you have, what have you done with the lucite flowers? Have you thought about other things, maybe like bead embroidery? Because I've got a few samples to show you as well. Now, Frances has got Kumihimo and a Super Duo bracelet on her mat. Oh, you're going to have a busy hour then, Frances. Very busy. Right, there was something I was going to say, but it's completely slipped my mind. Anyway, let's go on the overhead in a moment. This is completely an impromptu creation. I've done my sketches. I know roughly what I'd like to make. I might go slightly off piste from the things that I said I was going to use, but just stick with me. Sue's made earrings. Jan is going to watch and clear up a little while she watches. Can't see my desk. I know that feeling. You want to see to the side of me. I've got everything out. Everything out. That's my creativity. I get lots of bits out. Hello, Nikki. Right. Okay. Let's go on the overhead. Let's have a little look. And whatever it was I was thinking of telling you, I'm sure it'll come back to me. There we go. Right, let's go this way. Hello, Carrie. Thank you for joining. Now, if you're on Facebook, and anytime you want to donate stars to me to help me keep bringing you free content, that would be so much, very much appreciated. Let me show you some of the lucite flowers. We are going to be doing this in a few weeks. These are the lucite flowers I've added onto my bead embroidery. And it doesn't stand out so much, that one, but can you see the lucite flowers in these? These are ones that I've coloured. So lucite flowers, some of the colours can be a bit, not really too sure, which is why it's really handy to have your pens to colour them in. Hello, Francis. Hope you're all having a great day. Yes, it was snowing here earlier. How wrong is that? Right. Okay, first things first is we're going to make some cascading earrings. Now, I thought I was using eye pins, but I'm not. I was mistaken. I'm using head pins. So these are the smaller ones. Now, these are all on my website. They are in my Facebook group, and I've got more coming as well. So, I didn't mean to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I want some short ball head pins. And so what we're going to do, we'll just stick with the pink for now, and then we'll do another set and we'll colour some in afterwards. So I've got some of the 3mm ivory pearls. I've got one of the ball head pins, and I'm not going to actually cut them straight above, I'm actually going to leave a little bit of a gap. Now in my wisdom, I actually need a tape measure. I did have one earlier. Bear with. I'm just going to eyeball it. Right. So I'm going to keep the length. That's probably going to be easier. Turn it about 1 centimetre from the end, like so. And then with your loop-de-loop pliers, loop that back. Make sure it sits flush in your pliers. What I mean by that is the head pin. Make sure the end sits flush. Hold it in your non-dominant hand and just very gently start to pull that back. But make the action from your wrist and your hand, not from your arm. So that's one. Okay. Nikki says, it always snows in March. It snowed on my son, born 37 years again, and has snowed nearly every year since. Is it your son's birthday today? If it is, very happy birthday to him. Yeah, very bizarre weather in March, isn't it? So again, but before we do that, I'm going to link that into here like so, because we're going to make them cascading. I think I might make them a bit shorter though. That seems a bit long to me. Right, I'm going to trim that down a bit. It's going to cut into that. Whoops, and loop that back. There we go. Nikki says both their hands are non-dominant. I love it. Jan couldn't find the button to set up the stars on Facebook. Oh, somebody might be able to help you with that. I'm not very good with it either myself. They are cute. It was his birthday last week. Happy birthday for last week. Oh, wedding. 2 weeks to the wedding. How exciting. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Now, one of the ways that you can get a little bit of inspiration is go on Pinterest, go on my YouTube channel, have a look through all of the tutorials we've got, because there are absolutely loads of them now. And the more watches you get on YouTube, the better for me. Now, Facebook are actually deleting all of historical videos and events. So I have actually downloaded all of it, which I think you get a message from Facebook to say when it's all ready. So I've requested the download. So I'm just going to trim a bit off the end. And turn that at a right angle and turn it back. So if you are new on YouTube, now what I needed to do was, I needed to hook that into the previous one. So let's just open that up. All fingers and thumbs. That's not what I wanted to do. Much easier to do it properly as you go along. Right, so that's where we're at so far. Isn't that sweet? So hello, Sally. Sally's joined us and Maxine's joined us as well. Lovely to have you join. Nikki says only 2 guests going to the wedding and I'm not one of them. I'm looking after the munchkins all day and overnight. And Carrie says, hello, Sally. Hello, Maxine. Well, you know, the thing is, that's what the wedding's all about, isn't it? The 2 people. And I'm sure they're very happy that you're looking after the little one. We had Daisy for 2 nights when Tom and Lucy got married a few weekends ago. And it was lovely. Exhausting, but all in a lovely way. Whoops. Right. There we go. That's where we're at so far. Now I think that one's probably a wee bit longer, which is really going to annoy me. So I'm going to trim that down. If you want to trim your eye pin down, head pin, sorry, you can just trim a bit off. And then just re-loop it. But I'm going to bring it back against my nail to loop it back again. You can just keep doing that. And I'm just going to go back. Right. All locks into place really well until you actually lose your place. So that goes there. That goes through there. That's it. Do you know, things are so easy until you go on a live and then your brain doesn't function. I mean, my brain doesn't function at the best of times, but it really slows down when I'm on a live. Right, so I need that one on and just opening that up. Okay, so that's 4. So Carrie said she'd made these when she first started beading. No worries, Sally. Right. They are quite simple, but they do take your head. They take a bit of getting your head round sometimes. Right, okay. So there we go. Isn't that cute? You could also make that into a pendant as well, a matching pendant. So then you want earrings for the top. And hook that in. There we go. Isn't that cute? It just falls really nicely. Let's go and do the matching one for the other side. Let's just tidy up. Right, so Jan loves that on YouTube. You can pipe it onto your TV. I've got you. Oh dear, at least I'm small in the corner. And Nikki can do that with Facebook too. Her phone is her TV remote. Very pretty. It is quite sweet, isn't it? So let's get the other one. So we need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I know what length to cut them. I can do that a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. But it's definitely easier to hook one into the other as you go rather than going back as I did. I'm just going to trim a little bit off the end. I'm going to turn a bit more this time at a right angle because I seem to be falling a bit short, if that makes any sense at all. And pop the next one in. I think the most difficult thing with this is actually getting all of the hooks and length of the eye pin the same colour. Using the same principle and the right colour beads, you can make a bunch of grapes. Nice idea. Right, let's hook that in. Practice what I preach. Loop that back. So how many that do bead embroidery have actually thought of incorporating lucite flowers in your bead embroidery? It is ever so pretty, but I think, personally, I think it's getting the right colour so that it doesn't look a bit, you know, there are some flowers, some flower colours that just don't float your boat, are they? Which is why I think it's really handy to have some of the permanent markers. So let's turn that back. And then we're on number 4. Obviously, you don't have to do 4. 5 rather. We're doing 5. You can do whatever you want, but you need sufficient to get that sort of effect, that cascading effect. Thread that through. And then this one. Oh, yes, sure, I can show you the samples again. So Carrie's saying she wants to give it a go. I think you mean the bead embroidery. Can I show you? And can you use acrylic paints on the lucite flowers? I've no idea. Give it a go. So I will be doing a demo in a few weeks' time. So that one I've got these are both the pink one. Are they the pink? Yeah, they're the pink ones that I'm using. So I've put a crystal in them and I've stitched them on the side. So pretty to use. Oh, nearly forgot. I think as well, the lucite flowers, I'm kind of thinking it might be nice to make a collar. So what I mean by that is to actually have some beading foundation that you cut to a certain shape, and then you stitch seed beads and lucite flowers, so the lucite flowers are coming out. But I think in order for it to be effective and to work, I think you'd want the colours to really blend. And I think for that, you might even want to colour your own on there. but that's certainly something that I'd quite like to do in different colours as well. Oh, I didn't show you your my wedding necklace. Oh, I will do that next time. So there we go. We have a very cute pair of cascading earrings. Aren't they sweet? Really sweet. Now, let's have a little look at colouring in. So these are some of them that I've coloured in before. This was, I don't know what colour that was. This is one of the ones that we've been doing, but in the pink. So that's what it looks like before. And what's the other one? So this is the one in the blue Sharpie pen. So they come out really, really well. Right. So let's have a little look. And I've got loads of different colours, but I've ordered these metallic Sharpie pens. Haven't done one in silver yet. I've got something just to protect my mat, and I've also got, what do you call it? I can't even think what I call it now. Brain. What are these called? I can't actually, my brain won't engage to they're not pliers. Anyway, I'm just colouring this in. This is a silver. Tweezers, that's the one. And then I'm just going to hold it. I suppose if you wanted to get really arty, I don't suppose there's any reason why you couldn't blend different colours in. So that is silver. Maybe just go around the edges a little bit. I have to say, I haven't tried and tested to see how long they last, but certainly the bead embroidery ones that I did a few weeks ago, they don't look any different. I should have done a different colour, shouldn't I? But anyway. But I ordered mine. We have Amazon Prime. So I ordered them. I think they were like £3 something for the coloured Sharpie pens, the metallic ones. And they came the next day. And I personally think these would be beautiful with having them for bead embroidery. And I actually, personally, I prefer the smaller ones for the bead embroidery. So that's quite sweet, isn't it? You know, I think that's really quite nice. So that's colouring them in. The other thing we said we'd have a look at is the acrylic angel wings. Now, the acrylic angel wings, because we can make an angel as well, can't we? Well, there's lots of different things we can do with the lucite flowers. And this is one that I coloured in the silver Sharpie pen. Personally, I actually like it coloured in just one side, so it actually comes through the other. These are coloured through and through, but I prefer it just one side. So let's just try that. So these are up in the group thread. Let's try the gold one, but just doing one colour. So the lucite flowers would act as the little skirts on the angels or fairies. So really easy to do. But personally, I like the effect. I prefer one side rather than two. I don't know why, it just kind of makes it a bit more reflective. So let's have a little bash at the lucite flowers. Right, what colour wings should we? I think the silver wings are quite nice. So these aren't the lucite flowers, sorry. The ones I'm going to use next are the pearlised acrylic, but I'm going to colour in another one of the wings with just one side silver. Where's my silver pen? It's very therapeutic. Let's colour the middle bit in, turn that round. Whoops. The reason why I'm using what we've now established is tweezers, or I've now established is tweezers, is because obviously it's permanent pen, and especially as I'm on TV tomorrow, I don't really want it all over my fingers and my nails. Right, so there we go. Those are our little angel wings. Now, what have I got? Not the best of colours, but I don't think I'm going to worry too much about colours. It's just the principle of showing you. Right. So we want a longer head pin. It does give more depth when it's coloured one side. I think it does anyway. Right, I think... no, that's okay. Right, so I've got one of the lucite flowers, popping it through the wings. Not sure, looking at that, I think the lucite flowers, or sorry, the acrylic flowers are actually too small. So let's have a look at some of the others that we've got. Where are we? So I would perhaps use one of the bigger lucite flowers with this. It just, the others just seem to swamp. So then that's what you do, and then you would just turn a loop the other side with that. But that works quite well, doesn't it? The other thing that you could do, we'll try another method, is with the lucite flowers, you can actually have little droplets coming out of the insides. So let's try that. Francis says, how long does it take for the Sharpie to dry? Probably a minute at the most, I would say. Certainly not very long. Right, eye pins. Where are my eye pins? I know I had a pack ready. Right, bear with, because I got the kitchen sink out, but I can't find the kitchen sink. Or I can find anything but what I need. Silver eye pins, there we go. Now, let's try, hopefully you can see that okay. Let's try with that one. So, let's see if, oh, the head does fit on the head pin. So these are your, I think they're 1.5 by 2 mil crystals. And I'm going to create little stamens inside of the flowers. So I'm going to link it into that inside, and then I'm going to attach that inside. So let's just create a little loop at the top for that. Now, the other thing that I've got in my mind that I want to have a go at is, I don't know if it's going to work, but I actually thought you could wire wrap these into a cluster, a bit like a corsage or something on a hair comb, but one step at a time. Right, so another ball head pin, but I only need a small one. There we go, there's the small ones, and some more crystals. Talking to myself. So I'm going to do them slightly different lengths. 1, 2, 3. One's got 4, one's got 5. Not tried this before, so we're going to see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to open up this eye pin. I'm going to pop these both at the bottom of the eye pin. Then I'm going to possibly just pop a little pearl inside. Right, no, that doesn't work. So that's, you could have a couple of those, maybe slightly shorter stamens, but let's place a pearl on the top. And you could actually use the same technique as these. That's definitely too long, but you get the actual method of what I'm trying to achieve on that. So yes, we'll have a go at some wire wrapping with them in a minute. I've got a selection of different colours to use. Whether it's going to work, I'm not sure. You could even use those as legs for fairies. So you could have the little legs, then you could have the wings on top. So you could have the little wings on there as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do, bits and pieces. So I'm just going to have a quick tidy up, and then that's really sweet though. I really like those. Have a quick tidy up, and then we're going to see about doing some wire wrapping with these. Legs on, yes, legs 11. Yes, I think so too. Also, you can do little elves for Christmas, can't you? And you could always get sort of a red skirt, and you could do stripy crystals for the legs, couldn't you? Right, now, just to say, I've got some of these 0.32 copper wire in different colours. I've only got 2 of these left. I think they're about £10 for the whole thing. You've got 4.6 meters of each. These are ideal for wire wrapping. This is what they come like, but there is silver in there, but I can always make some little silver reels, plain silver reels for you if you want me to. Right, tidy up time. Okay, so you're obviously going to need some sort of crystal in there. This is my selection of beads that I've got. Like I say, not done this before, so not 100% sure how it's going to work out, but it's just an idea that I had in my mind. Ooh, I'm just going off camera a minute. Not like me to not find the hole on there. Right, so gonna have a little crystal at the bottom, tiny little crystal. Then I'm gonna bring both ends together and put them through the 3mm. And then let's go through this one. I think I'm going to add another little 3mm bead on the top, and then I'm going to twist right. I think what we need to do first of all is actually do some kind of wire wrap around the top. So I'm just going to do a couple of wire wraps around that. Hopefully you've seen that. And then I'm going to twist a rooney. Why doesn't that work? You need something else on there to secure it. Maybe a seed bead or another crystal. Let's try. There we go. Just needed something else just to secure that in place. So what I've done is I've just brought the wire over one side of that bead, and then I'm just going to twist that. I'm just going to make a bit of a posy of flowers. I think what you'd want to do as well is possibly create a little bit of movement in there as well, like so. And then let's have a bash at the rest. So it's very much, the only thing about the thicker wire is you could try with thicker wire, but I think it would make your posy too bulky. But, you know, experiment. I'm also going to do a little bit of twisting there. Pop that through. This time round, I'm going to pop the pearl on one side and anchor the other over it. And that just seems to secure it in place. So this is where I'm going with it, is to actually create like a posy that you could put maybe on a hair for a bridesmaid or a bride, or you could even create it and make it into a pendant as well if you want to. But there's something quite therapeutic about it. Oops. I'm really struggling to thread these whilst on camera. There we go. Or a corsage. It would make a really pretty corsage. And I'm always a little bit reluctant because I think with the corsages, they are beautiful, but they die, don't they? They just die within a day or two. There is nothing like fresh flowers, admittedly, but I like the fact that you've got things that you can keep. Let's do a slightly bigger one. Oh, Carrie said it's just started raining. Oh, Francis said the sun has come out and sitting in the sun, not trying to fall asleep. Yeah, the sun's come out here, but we're not far away, are we? Oh, it started raining where Carrie is. There we go. I'm just going to make a bundle of these. But what I love about this is, look, it really creates a very beautiful finish. And you could even, if you've got any, do you know what? I think I've got something. Bear with me. It's something I completely forgot I had. Got lucite leaves. Just thought those would be quite nice, wouldn't they? Sunshine in Cheshire. Right, I'm actually having one side out rather than both sides in the bead, if that makes any sense at all. Right, let's have a purple one. Both ends together and through. Pearl bead on one side and then twist. Any florists among you? I know you want to work in odd numbers. Right. I just wonder whether or not you could actually put that down on one of the beads to create a little bit more depth into it. Let me know what you think, with or without. Oh, what's that? The Fibonacci sequence. What's that, Nikki? And Carrie has got a wedding in July, so I might have a go at this. Fantastic. I just think, do you know, maybe it's something you could put in you know, if you've got a folksy shop or something like that, is you could custom make these for people. Wouldn't that be lovely? And don't forget, we've got the bundles, the boxes of the lucite flowers as well. We've got the small ones, the mixed ones. How many have we got? That's 5 now. We'll just keep going for a bit because we've got a few minutes left, sort of 10-15 minutes left. Do you know what? I don't know about the leaf. What do you think? Leaf or no leaf? Not sure if I like it with the leaf or not. Right, so famous sequence, bear with, that appears naturally in flowers and was used by one of Dan Brown's books. Okay. Famous sequence. Interesting. A leaf, says Nikki. Anybody else? Any thoughts? And also, it'd be quite hard on the hands to do thicker wire, I think. The good thing is with this is even if you've got sort of any pains in your hands, dexterity problems, the 0.3 is okay to work with. You could try 0.4 as well. So we're loving the leaf. Frances says she quite likes the leaf, but you could also use green seed beads down the stem. Yes, absolutely. Okay, quick recap then. Nice corsage, isn't it? And what I've got earlier is I've got one of these combs. Sue says no leaf. I'm with the no leaf still, I'm not going to lie. Right, this is what I was thinking is you could wire wrap these onto a comb as well. So you could have that pushed in the back of the hair. Better without the leaf. I've torn my rotator cuff again in my right hand. Oh, right shoulder, ouch. Yeah, I think better without the leaf. I don't know, maybe if it was a paler leaf, I think that would be okay. Yeah, I prefer it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, let's keep going. I quite like the little butterfly as well. I might put one of those little butterflies in there. Tiara, absolutely. Jan is saying she's going to have to make a tiara now. Do, you know, and it's just not an expensive project at all, is it? This is like a bluey ivory colour. But do make sure that you share it in our beaders group. What else would you do with a posy? Would you do it for hair? Would you do a tiara? Would you do a fascinator? Maybe you'd combine it with some wire mesh. It's food for thought. Or you could do a wire wrap and make it into a pendant. That would be quite nice as a pendant. You could wire wrap the whole thing together. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Seed beads to make a leaf. Yeah, could do that. Is it possible to get the 2 prong combs that go in a shinen? Yes, absolutely. I think I've got some somewhere. I made loads for Lucy to go in her hair for her wedding. Right, I'm keeping going. I'm rather enjoying myself. Right, there we go. So are you finding, is this inspirational? Have you found this inspirational today? Has it got your sort of design thought process going? Isn't that pretty? That's so sweet. You could do a spiral in thicker wire and do a brooch, so all the stems go into the thicker vase. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Look, isn't that sweet? So you'll go 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus our little butterfly. Right, let's just go a little bit more. Let's do some of the smaller ones now. Some of the smaller flowers. Sorry, couldn't get my brain in gear there. Love the butterfly. I'm glad you like it. But I think it works nicely to have different colours and different shapes in there as well. That's a little purple one. And that just fills in a few little gaps at the side. So for those of you that are going to have a go at working with lucite flowers, remember, have a look on the website. I'll show you in a minute where you can find them and what's going to be your first stop. What will you be doing first? Right, so we did a purple one. Let's do a bright pink one. Oops. Sun's gone in. Oh, that's Nikki was explaining how the Fibonacci works. My brain's all discombobulated today, so I'll have a read of that later, Nikki. Yeah, my brain can't seem to process too much today. Right, isn't that cute? So you could, if you were putting that on here, I mean, you don't have to fill the whole of the comb up. You could always put some ribbon on there as well. You could spread these out a little bit more. You could lay them out differently. You could also wire them separately if you want to. So, for example, you could wire them in between and have them out like that. It's food for thought. Lots of things you could do. Or the other thing is you could make it into a pendant. So let's just organise these. Where's my little butterfly? There's my little butterfly there. Earrings and a corsage. Isn't that so sweet? So let's bring those out. Now, if I was going to do it as a pendant, I would probably do a loop at the top there. So it's all food for thought, is maybe do a little loop. Or what you could do is actually cut some of these down, taper it down just to have a couple. You could circle, make those a little bit more swirly. Hi, Kim. So there you go. The other thing you could do, I did get out, can find it, some little hangers. You could even attach it onto some of the circular memory wire as well, or you could actually have it like a lariat necklace, so you could just keep going up. There's lots of different things. I'm kind of a bit reluctant to actually finish it because I don't know what I'm going to make it into. And I don't want to sort of cut it short, if that makes sense. But I'm kind of thinking that would be quite nice down. Let me come off so I show you what I mean. So I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be lovely if you sort of carried on with all of those and you wire wrapped it all the way round and had it going, maybe looping over itself. The other thing I've got, let's go back on the overhead, is these little hangers. So you could maybe make a little wire wrap loop at the top so that you make that into a pendant. So there's lots of different options. So I hope that has given you some food for thought. I am just going to show you where to find some of these on the website. If you want to, you can add them into your basket if you want to. Right. And let's share screen. Right, so here we have, let's look at the wires first of all. So the wires, we've got, oh, it's only £8.95. That's the 3.2 in different colours that we can work with. You could also work with the 0.4mm wire as well. And then you have got beads, if you go into beads, and you've got, where are we? Oh, beads. And you've got lucite flowers. So you've got all of those in there as well. Right, where have you gone? There you are. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. We're 1 o'clock on the dot. Thank you so much for joining me today. and can't wait to see what you make as a result of watching the tutorial. You all take care. Thanks for joining. Bye now.